Remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create. And what I'm going to prepare is some salmon with chimichurri, Argentinian style. Peel some of the skin out. So I'm going to put a little bit of lemon, just a few drops. You don't have to go fancy. And this is what I like doing. I like to put a little bit of salt. Going with sea salt. I don't have to put on both sides or anything like that. Just a little bit. Have the oven preheating, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I also have a little bit of thyme. This one is a little bit dry, the thyme, so I'm going to put a little bit. So I put a little tiny bit of sunflower oil. Just a little coat, you know. Just a little coat. Oven is already preheated. I'm using a cast iron. You can use any container, but I love to cook with cast iron. They tend to be oven friendly. Then what you do is you grab your salmons, put them there. With the chimichurri, there are different ways that people make it in Argentina. Even within Argentina, there are different ways of making it, but the baseline ingredients are the same. And this is what I was going to be preparing today, using the baseline ingredients. So, when it comes to the liquids, we have the sunflower oil. This is very critical. This is not extra virgin olive oil or whatever oil. Although some people use it, but the vast majority, the baseline oil is sunflower oil. And you need vinegar. And there are two types of vinegars that traditionally are used: apple cider vinegar or red wine vinegar. I'm going with the apple cider because the red wine tends to be stronger. So if you're doing it for the first time, sunflower oil, apple cider. As it relates to the ratio, it should be 2-to-1. Meaning, if you use, 2 cups of sunflower oil, then you use 1 of apples of the vinegar. If you use half a cup of sunflower oil, then you use 1/4 cup of this one. If you use 1, you use half. So that's what I mean with the ratio. It has to be 2-to-1. You don't want the vinegar to overpower the taste of the chimichurri. So this is what I have. 4 tablespoons of parsley, 3 tablespoons of oregano, 1.5 tablespoons of garlic. In essence, I use 3 teeth, and 1.5 tablespoons of hot pepper. I also have 1 teaspoon of sea salt. You can use salt. Now, if you were using, my stuff is fresh, all of them is. But if you were using some dry stuff, you might want to mix the dry stuff together. Like for example, if your oregano and your hot pepper were dry, the dry variety that you buy in the store, you would have to mix it and then you put some warm water, just a little bit, about half the size of the amount that you would put if you were using vinegar. So you only put half of the amount you would have used some vinegar, and you let it hydrate. You mix it all well, you let it hydrate. But this is not the case here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the parsley. Now we're going to add the oregano, hot pepper, and they're hot, by the way. But I choose the type that's kind of the medium range. Whatever heat you want, that's the type you have to choose, or the amount. And garlic. Keeping in mind that garlic add a punch to things too. See how pretty it looks? Now what you do now, you start mixing things up. Let me switch the camera so you can see. So you start mixing this stuff up. See how pretty it looks? The colors are ready. Mix it up well. Mix it up well. Now you're going to add about half a cup of garlic. No, half a cup of vinegar. I'm sorry. For some reason I'm thinking about garlic. Half a cup of vinegar. Mix it up. Look how beautiful it looks, huh? Now because I added half a cup of vinegar, just to keep the 2-to-1 ratio, now I'm going to add a cup of sunflower oil. You have to mix this good. Mix it good. Mix it good. I probably should have added about 3/4, but I think a cup is good because you're mixing stuff good, you know. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. And just mix it good. Keep mixing. Oh my goodness, it looks pretty, huh? Keep mixing. So what you see here is the skin that I peeled from the salmon. I decided to cook it, break it down, using some oil. I stick with the sunflower oil. You can use extra virgin olive oil. Break it down, scrape it out from the cast iron. And the reason I'm doing this, because that skin is not going to waste. You see this baby here? I'm going to mix it out with those green beans. Added the flavor, right? About 30 minutes later, look at these babies, huh? Oh yeah. They're ready. They're ready.